All right, Dad, we're back for episode 6.
Hooray, episode 6. So excited.
This is great. So, if you're new here, I am Katie McCabe,
And I am Stephen McCabe.
and you're listening to Just Diagnosed.
Well, welcome, listeners. As we preview the themes for today's episodes, we're going to talk about some deep friendships, tough news, and some small moments that carry big meanings throughout life that that I'd like to share with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. We took a week off last week. We hope you guys missed us, but we gotta keep it exciting. But we actually had a lovely bit of family time that was really special and very nice to just get away together for our first staycation where we just didn't have to, think about anything crazy and just really enjoy the company of each other.
Yeah, it was great. We definitely needed that. Um, Cancer's a roller coaster. It's going to be ups, downs, ups, downs. You're going to have hope. You're going to lose hope, and we really needed to take a break from cancer and try to have some true family time.
Yeah, it was really nice. I mean, we could not have picked a more perfect weekend, even though it was like the most last minute thing.
Oh yeah.
It was gorgeous out.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful out, and it was a staycation, so it was close,
Yeah.
and loved it.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. Well, today we're going to talk about some stuff that's going on in Steve's life with his liver cancer, but also going on with his friends. Visits to Sloan Kettering, which is a lot of people were helping us with, and a tough call from another hospital. So let's dive in.
Let's do it.
Okay, so obviously we talked about that we took staycation this past weekend.
Yeah. So, what'd you think about this past weekend?
It was amazing. I loved it. I really loved spending time with you. I love that the kids all got to spend time with you.
Mm-hmm.
Hanging out on the beach and just sitting around and stuff. I think that was really nice.
Oh, it was great. Great just watching the grandkids build sandcastles and the little ones knocking down the other one's sandcastles and
They're so cute. I
oh,
can't.
so much fun. The bubbles, all that stuff. It was a great time.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was, and like I said, beautiful weather to be able to do that. And we all just got to get away. And it was really fun to see, and be with all of my brothers together like we were kids, We don't
Yeah.
get to do that all that often.
No, we don't. Everybody has their own. You have two kids. My other son has two kids, and
We have two more brothers.
two more brothers that work and do different things. So it's really hard to really try to get away and do something like this.
Yeah, just get on everyone's schedules to make it work. And also no one was sick. None of the little kids had something going on. So
No.
that is always my problem is that, we're picking up a daycare cough every other week. So it was just really, really nice that it all worked out and we got to spend time together.
Yeah, it worked out. I think Saturday hit me pretty hard with the
Yeah.
with the heat,
Yeah.
but for the most part, it was a great time.
No, and you rallied, right? We got to take.
I rallied.
Yeah, I was really nervous, and honestly, I think we all, were like, just go take a nap, go rest. But you did rally, and we really appreciate it because we got some really nice family photos.
Oh, we did. We did. Those family photos are gorgeous.
They're really pretty.
Can't wait to post them.
Yay! Well, what did it mean for you to see the grandkids all in one place and the simple joys of the weekend to you?
Oh, it was phenomenal that just everybody was in one place.
Yeah.
We were all there. We were just chilling, relaxing. Then had dinner together at nighttime, and it was. I couldn't ask for anything to brighten my day more than that.
That's good. Did you have a moment during the trip where you just looked around and had any thoughts?
I had lots of thoughts. I had lots of hope.
Yeah.
Looking forward towards the trial and hopefully getting on that, and all kinds of thoughts going through my head. But my main focus was family and and the grandkids.
What does joy feel like in this season of life?
And what do you mean by in this
Well, this season is having freaking cancer. Like, what
Oh,
is
oh, oh, what is
like
joy like? Oh
what
my
is
gosh.
yeah? What does
Yeah.
that feel like when you
Y-
experience it?
You know, it's tough. It's joy is um you have moments. Like this weekend it was great,
Yeah.
and you got to find the little things in life that make you feel good. For me, the joy of someone shooting me a text, someone giving me a call, the little things, you guys sending me photos of the grandkids, whether at daycare or, whatever they're doing at home. I mean, just brings me joy.
That's good. Did this time recharge you in any way, or are you still mentally exhausted and physically?
Well, one thing, so I don't know if everybody remembers, I am no longer on immunotherapy.
Right.
So it's now been 28 days that I've been off that, I think, roughly right around there. And, excuse me one second. I haven't coughed all day. All day I haven't coughed. So why do I have to cough now?
It's a jinx.
My only challenge with the weekend was, I think it was the sun.
Yeah.
I mean, it wiped me out.
No, this is the first time you've you sit outside in the backyard and sit in the patio and breathe the fresh air, but this is the first time you've let
Out.
out
Yeah, out.
For multiple days in a row, not in your own bed.
No, and that was hard.
Oh, that was creature comforts. Yeah.
And one thing, just so everybody knows, I had to leave early.
Oh yeah, he did. Well, I wasn't gonna bring it up if you weren't gonna bring it up.
No,
but
I think it's important to know.
yeah.
I mean, things change, things happen. And while I was there, I was just so by Saturday night after dinner and the photos and everything else, I just really wanted to go back to my bed.
Which makes so much sense because you are going through a lot, but everything you need is here and it's
Yeah.
so much more comfortable. I mean, you guys, to be honest, you guys have really good beds. They're
Yeah.
very comfy.
No, they are, and,
Yeah.
I like to be in my own cocoon.
Yeah, and it's so nice to be home. It's lovely to be away and get away, but even by the end of the weekend, I was like, okay, good thing we only we're here 2 days and not
Yeah.
5.
But the funny thing is, so then by actually was it yesterday?
Yeah,
Losing my track, my
short-term memory loss.
short-term memory loss. Yesterday, I had so much energy. I
Yeah.
felt great yesterday.
That's good.
Yesterday was probably one of the, just feeling wise,
Yeah.
just how I feel, was one of the best days. I actually did my own laundry.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I did my own laundry, and
I'm sure Mom was proud.
yep, Mom is proud.
We love you, Mom. You've been such a big help and support, really around the house.
I just can't say enough about Mom. But yeah, I was breathing better yesterday too, and then
Yeah.
today it came back that the breathing a little bit challenging today. I think I might have overdone it yesterday.
I mean, you might have overdone it for the last 4 days, but you have to do this stuff,
Right,
know?
right.
You can't not take the trips. You can't not
No.
go on, even if you have to leave early. I think, I actually found out that there are, it's not like I don't know that there's people listening to this podcast because I
Right.
see the numbers, but I found out that some people that I know that are actually dealing with liver cancer are listening to this.
Right.
And, if you're listening to this and you're going through the same thing or some other type of cancer, still take the trips.
Yeah, you have to
Go.
take them, and if you can, and not everybody has a lot of money or anything like that, and that's
Don't
why
do anything crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what we did. We just did a little staycation
Perfect.
and went to the beach, and it was awesome.
But it's really about, spend the time with your family.
Yes.
Get out of your comfort zone and go see something, go get fresh air, go sit in the sunshine and be with the people that mean the most to you.
Yep, most
Even if you have
important
to leave
thing.
early.
Even if you have to leave early.
Yeah, it's still worth
Sorry
it.
about that, kids.
Oh my gosh, no, it was great.
But I did enjoy again. I did when you guys all sent me the photos the following morning of all the
Yeah.
kids on the beach playing together. That was pretty cool.
It
That
was
made me
great.
feel really good.
Oh, and then you didn't have to get up at 6:30 in the morning.
No, I did not.
Well, it was really great. So we can move on and just say, thank you guys for such a great weekend and for really rallying and making it lovely for us.
Yep, it was fun.
So I'm going to let you intro this one because this is your thing. I wasn't there at all. I've got nothing.
Yeah, no, you got nothing on this. I should say nothing.
Well, I'll
nothing.
ask you some questions, but you tell me.
So this past week, I'm sorry, not this past week. It was actually
The week
last
before.
week before we took our little break. I met my friends at a local pizza place called Sardo's. He makes amazing pizza, some of the best. And I was there with a couple of my buddies, and you all know that I love to play basketball. And So when I got there, I was sitting down at the table, and there's always these moments.
I know.
There's always these moments, and the guys brought me a basketball that everybody signed, and it was really, really cool. Seeing everybody's signature on there, and then I decided to cry like a little wimp at the restaurant, and then my one buddy had to videotape it and send it to everybody. So it was fun. We had a great time. We these are guys I've been going to have lunch with like once a week for like the past almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So I just love it. I couldn't drive there. My son actually drove me there, but I could definitely, my appetite's back.
That's
so,
yeah,
so.
that was hard when you first started treatment. I think like the stuff that you couldn't do anymore, for a long time.
Oh yeah, yeah, a long time. And I think a few weeks ago I was at 204 pounds, and I guess now that I'm not on the immunotherapy, because I've actually put 10 pounds back on.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know that.
I did, yeah.
That's good. I mean, maybe it's bad, but like,
Yep.
it sounds good. You
Sorry.
look good, so you
Yeah.
look, you look healthy. Still thin, but you look healthy. So let's get back to like sitting down with your friends and like these people that you've known for like 10 years.
Uh-huh.
What did it feel like to sit around the table with them and just get lunch?
Great. I mean, besides the balling of the ball, we talked about what I was going through, and then, we talked about sports. We talked about the things we normally talk about and goof around, and it was great.
Was there anything that anyone said that surprised or moved you?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, not at all. I know these guys for years, and it was one thing that's really cool. While we were there, every time we go there, we always pray.
Yeah.
And even the owner comes over, and before we eat our pizza, Joe, he'll pray before we eat and everything. So it's really, really cool.
That's sweet.
Yep.
What do what do those kinds of friendships teach us about showing up for people when it really matters? Like,
Oh, it means a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, if it fuels me, I know I got you guys
sure.
and everything, but when you have friends that root for you and pray for you and cheer you on, it feels great. It really does.
That's good. Did that lunch leave you feeling any different than when you walked in?
I felt revived. I felt good, and it was great. I'm can't wait to go see those guys again, but it's not as much as it used to be because of what's going on.
Yeah. Well, let's transition over here to Sloan Kettering, and let's talk about your meeting with them.
Yeah. So we did have a Zoom call with Sloan Kettering in New York. They received all of my results: blood, CAT scans, PET scans, and all of that stuff. And we met with the doctor on the Zoom call, and it was interesting.
So what information or new information did you get, like, if any at all?
The new information that we received are some different drugs.
Okay.
My wife has them written down.
You're good.
So, some drugs that we're going to ask, going to talk to Florida Cancer Center again, going to talk to Moffitt, as well as MD Anderson about these drugs.
How would you say, like, the vibe of the call was?
It was informative.
Yeah.
Very informative. But it wasn't a call where, granted they had all the information, but they couldn't say, hey, this is what we can do for you.
Right.
He reviewed all the results. One thing he did share, which was when I go back to our old podcast, something we had wrong.
Yeah.
So the lining on the outside of my stomach,
Right.
There's some nodes there.
Okay.
They weren't there in the past, but they're there now. But I guess we all have those nodes there.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and they're like 1 centimeter, and he's like, that's nothing you have to worry about.
Do you feel like just every hospital is just telling you something different at this point?
I really do feel that way.
It's so weird. Like, I feel like we get on here every single week and we try to come informed. We have our notes. We have the names of things most of the time of what we're talking about.
Right.
And like every single meeting that you have, and you pretty much have a new meeting every time we get on the podcast.
Yeah.
is completely different than the last one.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I felt, but I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
After he shared that information,
Right.
I was like, oh, thank
No, that's
God.
really nice. No, like we'll take
Because
the happiness
I was really thinking that it was inside my
spreading to
stomach,
your stomach now. Yeah.
but he explained it where it's on the outside.
Okay.
And it's about like 1 centimeter. It's 2 cent, but he's like,
Just monitor that stuff.
he's
Yeah.
like, you're not going to worry about that right now. The most important part is the liver that we really got to try to figure out.
Was there anything about the way that they talked to you that stood out to you?
No, he was a very nice gentleman, doctor. He, you know, he had his opinions compared to other doctors.
Yeah.
So not every doctor is going to agree on the same stuff.
That's really interesting. So how are you weighing all these medical opinions emotionally and mentally?
It's tough, but I'm putting it all together, and I have different compartments I'm putting it in, and then I'm just waiting for the MD Anderson one
Yeah.
to put it all together and really figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I think that April 17th is like just
Yeah.
looming.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
But you know what? I know what's really gonna suck
What?
is if we go up there and they tell us nothing.
I know. That's like, I mean, that's the thing I get the most. Like,
No offense to you, MD Anderson,
sure.
but
No, I hope it's great.
I-
Please offer
I
something.
mean, I just really, I had everything done.
Yeah.
Everything done. I just want to hear some news of what we can actually do, put a game plan together, and move forward.
So I think this is appropriate time to move over to your biggest thing that we've spoken about, was your first clinical trial option.
Yes. Oh my God. I was so excited about this clinical trial.
We heard him chat about it. He was ready to get injected with herpes.
Yeah.
I was really confused. So tell me about the test that you did to qualify. Or
Yeah. I don't know if we shared this on the last episode.
we shared the blood vials.
The
but
blood
nothing
vials.
else,
Okay.
nothing.
So after the blood vials, did we share? I had to get a CAT scan. And then I had to get a liver biopsy.
Yeah, and that one's like they put you under, right?
I was in the twilight.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually kind of talking to the doctor. I don't know what I was talking about, but I was kind of talking to the doctor while he was performing. All I hear is all these clicks, 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 whether because clicking all the samples from all the tumors.
Sure.
So, but I was trying to figure out what kind of machine it was, and hopefully he was going to show me, but he never did.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm weird. I want to see what they're doing.
Oh, I love it too. I'm like, I think after they took out my appendix, I asked if I could see it.
Yeah.
But so okay, valid. So they did all those tests, and they do them every time. Like every hospital you go to get evaluated at, you have to get a brand new set of tests, right?
Yes and no. Well, you know what? They all want to make money.
I was gonna say, so far they're billing everything they can.
They really are. And yeah, so they did do their own tests. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you got back the news. So that was on Monday was when you did the biopsy, and today is Wednesday.
Yeah, and then last week before we had our staycation, that was when they did the 26 vials of blood.
Mm-hmm.
Met with them there, and they said, "Hey, yeah, you look good."
Yeah, exactly.
To move on. And then today happened.
Today happened.
Today happened where they said I am not viable for this trial, and the kicker is my, I don't know if I'm saying the word right, alkaline phosphate or
Yeah, your AFB.
my AFB, but I was just trying to be professional and try to say the word correctly. And I guess my numbers were 772, and you got to be below 650.
Yeah.
So, which is crazy because I think we knew that last week.
Right.
And why they just didn't share it with me last week. And, they apologized. They said it was just an oversight. But some good news is that about a few weeks ago, maybe a few weeks ago, a month ago, my numbers were at 829.
Yeah.
So that actually went down almost 50 points.
No, that's great.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So what we elected to do after speaking with them today is do another blood draw. They're not going to have to do all 26 vials, but they are going to have to do several. And hopefully next Friday we'll see if it goes down.
Yeah.
If I can get below 650.
That's great.
So the biggest thing I have to do is make sure I really watch what I eat, which you know, I've been pretty good,
No, you have.
but
You enjoy pizza.
yeah, but yeah, I can't have pizza the next couple of weeks. But I didn't. Yeah, yeah. I just gotta watch what really goes through the liver. No processed foods, no sugar at all. Period. What else? Lean meats, vegetables, fruits, stuff like that. I really have to pay attention to, and hopefully, I don't know if I have to talk to a doctor, but I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can drop those numbers. I don't know how that number actually really works, or if that's
So
just.
I actually sent you a book on this.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, when did you send that book?
Right in the first week, I think you guys were diagnosed. You were a little busy.
Uh huh.
But one of my coworkers, who actually I was speaking with today, who listens and who went through liver cancer, and I was eligible for a transplant.
Uh
She
huh.
got her numbers low enough for a transplant
But how did she get her numbers low enough?
through this book that I'm not going to shout out because I don't really know the name of it. But she worked with a hospital, USF in Tampa and Tampa General,
Uh huh.
and it was 100% diet based.
Huh.
And I mean, it was through an actual hospital, but she went on this crazy diet,
Which is what I'm
and
doing now.
which is what you're doing. But okay, like I know that you have like some processed food. She ate no processed
What
food.
process? Within the last since couple of days, I don't think I really had any processed food.
Okay, that's good.
I mean, yeah,
I think everything's processed.
I
So
think
like, I
yeah,
mean,
for
I
the
had a
most part,
yogurt. Like
yeah,
that's processed food.
yeah. I haven't had a yogurt or any. Yeah, I guess I have had a
That's
little
why
bit
I'm
of
talking like
processed food.
processed food. I'm talking like
Yeah,
completely from scratch.
right.
You're only shopping at Sprouts. I'll
Mm-hmm.
find the book for you. I'll send it to you again. I've sent it to
Okay.
mom before, but
Yep.
it is all about lowering those markers and getting them way down so that you can do
Right.
that. I mean, that's one of the ways that they say that it works.
Well,
So
I will trust me. I will do anything.
I'll send it to you again. So we talk a lot about our feelings here. So, what did it feel like when you got that news from Moffitt? Like, what was your first thought?
First thought again, frustrated, pissed off. I was, I'm very clear these days because I've been off the immunotherapy. I feel like my mind's not in a fog or
No,
anything.
you're way sharper in
Yeah,
episode 6
yeah,
than 2.
and I was disappointed. I
Yeah.
mean, I really thought after they told me, yeah, you're looking good. We just got to get this biopsy done. I really thought I was in.
Yeah.
And then it was just so disappointing to find out that I wasn't, that I can't get in. But this small shot, but we'll see.
So what's the hardest part about chasing down this lead to be, told you don't know that it's a no?
The hardest part about chasing is you got to keep chasing.
Yeah.
You can't give up, because sometimes you feel like and yeah, you just got to keep chasing.
I mean, you can be real if you want to share something. I won't listen.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I mean, mommy and everyone else has been really doing a lot of the stuff for me.
Yeah.
Not and it's you got to keep going.
Yeah.
Mommy keeps telling me, stay focused, keep going, let's do this, let's get this done. So,
So leads me to my next question. What keeps you going even when a door closes?
mom,
Yeah.
yep, mom does. She's by my side all the time. She's always holding my hand, and yeah, she. I don't know what to call her, but she's amazing.
She's superwoman.
Superwoman. There you go.
Short-term
Superwoman.
memory loss.
Yep.
What would be your message to anyone who's also hearing a no right now in their journey? I know you say keep going, but like you just got told freaking no to something you
Yeah.
really wanted.
And I know I keep saying this. It's a roller coaster where you keep going up and down, but sometimes you start to get to immune to that.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward when the next trial comes. I might not be as high hoped
Sure.
as I normally would be. I might be a little pessimistic of saying, yeah, I'm probably not going to get that one.
Or reserved.
Or reserved.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to feel.
Yeah.
Because it really is when you talk to the doctors, they're the ones that let you know how you. Well, let me rephrase that. When I talk to the doctors, I read into the things that they share.
Yeah, they set the tone.
They set the tone
Hmm.
for the way it's going to go. And this one was set pretty high up there.
Well, I think from the beginning we felt like Moffitt, and not to knock them, I appreciate the optimism and the hope, but like he came in, he was the first doctor that was like, we're going to change your quality of life. Like it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
just from the beginning, it was just a different vibe.
yeah. And you also got to remember too, you know, they're the ones that are just going to be administering these trials.
Yeah, true. It's not their trial.
It's not their trial at all. Moffitt has nothing to do with
Nothing.
it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, Moffitt has nothing to do with that at all. They're just the one that's administering it. It's the drug company outside of Moffitt that I really got to get cleared through.
But more so, I was like kind of complimenting the doctors for like
Oh yeah,
having this like optimism and enthusiasm,
yeah,
in which case it gave you this optimism and
yeah, yeah.
enthusiasm. And it's like, is that better, or is the, bland doctor better? I don't know. I don't know. What would you pick? Hey, you've been through two, so what
I've
would
been
you pick?
through. Let me get through one more, and I'll tell you.
Okay, we'll save it for
We'll save that for when I see
episode
MD
9.
Anderson.
Good. Well, I mean, do you have anything else you want to say about being denied?
Nope. On to the next, and try, and then hopefully I can get my numbers down, and redo the blood work, and maybe be reconsidered for this trial.
Good.
Yep.
You got it. Well, I'm also going to let you intro this one because we've been off for a week, that you have a lot to share, a lot of people you've seen, a lot of stories to tell. So you've had a visit from the past.
I did. Yeah, it's funny. I'm such a wimp. Oh God. Maybe I need to take a drink of water.
We
here.
can take breaks. Drink of water.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was funny. Sitting here, at the, I don't know what I was doing. I don't remember. I was just sitting here watching TV or something, and the doorbell rings. And, normally I think it's one of you guys. I'll hit the button and the door will open, and, you guys can come in, these fancy locks today. But I knew you guys weren't that time of the day. So I went and I looked at the camera, and I was like, man, there's this guy out there. He kind of looks familiar, but I don't know who he is. So I get up and I start walking down there. And then when I open the door, it's one of my best friends from my childhood in Elmont.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was really, 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 really cool. My buddy Richie de Benedictus. So cool to see him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, him, his mom, his dad, and his sister Diane. She made some New York baked ziti, chicken parm. She baked her own bread. I mean, it was just incredible. That really made my day.
All your favorite foods.
All my favorite people.
That's awesome.
I mean, Richie, right?
Oh, Richie is the reason that Richie and Diana are the reason I have one of my very best friends. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. But even his parents are amazing. I think they're in their 80s now, and they look
Yeah.
phenomenal, and just great people. You don't find great people in this world today.
It's really
Well,
hard.
actually, you do,
Well,
but
but I would say like it's hard to find that connection. There's great people out there, right?
Yeah,
And there's great people out there that I will never know. But it is hard to find the connection with people that you keep for the rest of your life.
oh yeah, yeah. And then to have your buddies show up at your door
In your
from New York.
in this time, like that's just so meaningful. Yeah, I think that there's people that are your friends for seasons and
Yeah.
friends for blips of time, but to have this lifetime friend show
Oh
up.
yeah, we grew up riding big wheels down the block, playing wiffle ball in the driveway with all the neighborhood kids, and yeah, it was a great childhood. I mean, and yeah, I mean, my spirits were so lifted that day.
That's awesome.
Yep, very, very cool.
So how old were you when
Oh,
you
yeah, yeah,
met
yeah.
them?
Oh yeah, well, we lived on the same block.
Okay.
I lived in the middle block, and then he lived down at the corner, and the house, right, make a right, and the house on the other corner. And so, probably about 5 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Back in the days when, I mean, I think you guys would have loved growing up in our time. When your mom would come out at night and yell that you got in the neighborhood, Steven, time to come home.
Hey, we mostly had that. Just at some point, we also had cell phones. I remember playing Manhunt growing up, and you would
Yeah.
yell out there and be like, "Come on, guys!"
Yep, yep. And then I want, never mind. Never mind.
What, PG-13 or R?
Yeah. I can't. Yeah, it's yeah, no. No. But it was funny, all the stupid stuff we did as a kid. Uh, yeah, no, never mind.
Okay, keep going. Well, did you guys get to sit around? Did you talk about stories? What did you guys talk about?
Oh yeah. Oh, we talked about the sump. That those of you that are listening from Elmont know about the sump. It used to be the cut through to get to high school. And the things that happened down in there, the fights and all the fun stuff. But one of the funniest things was, you know how we always tell you, man, we have to walk through the snow
Oh,
and the
right,
rain.
yeah.
You remember all those
Of
stories?
course.
Yeah. Come to find out, Richie Googled how far we walked from his house to high school, and I think it was I think he said it was like a quarter of a mile
Oh
or
my
half a mile.
gosh.
We thought we walked forever.
Yeah, well, I also thought I walked forever to school. So, I mean, time does that to you.
Yeah,
Like,
and you go back, you don't realize
you
how
don't
small things
realize.
are.
I never realized how small my elementary school was until I went there, like with Extreme Fun Center to go pick up some kids. And I was like, this was it? And
Yeah.
it's like the way, and I feel the same way now, like experiencing things through my kids' eyes, like it is wild to me how small the world is for her and
Uh-huh.
how terrifying the rest of it is for me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That is sweet that you got to hang out with them. So, what did that visit say to you? What did it mean?
Meant a lot. Don't give up, man. You got people out there rooting for you.
Yeah,
That's what it meant.
that's good. Anything else you want to share about your visit?
No, but can I talk about my friends for a second?
Please talk.
Yeah. So I have been getting so many compliments from text messages to DMs of what a great job you're doing.
Me? Thank
You wouldn't
you.
even mean thank you, and I even told you to go look at a couple of them that
No,
you know
I
that people
did.
the people shared
I
about you.
have read some reviews and I've looked at comments and it really means a lot. If you're my friend, if you know me at all, you know I love to talk. I clearly got that from my two parents who are expert chatters. But I really love doing this with you. And I think that we have, good chemistry doing this together.
Right? Yeah, but you're an expert. You're a professional.
you.
Like she needs to be doing this. I know you have your regular job and
Right,
everything.
but
I don't want to
catch,
ruin
I
any of
know.
that stuff, but
Listen, I have work people listening. No, I think catch me opening up my own podcast network one day, maybe.
exactly. I mean, and then I'm not talking about just one or two people. It's a lot of people.
That's really
All my
sweet.
basketball buddies, friends from New York, family, everybody is just really impressed with you.
I'm
Just so
gonna
you know.
blush and cry. No, that's really kind. Thank you guys all so much. I mean, thank you guys for listening. This was a crapshoot idea that I had when I was like, thinking of what can I do? Like, what can we do that I enjoy doing with you? That like,
Uh-huh.
I mean, and we have lots of stuff we like to do together. We like movies, like music,
Mhm.
and we like playing with the kids and going swimming. But like, I wanted to find something that was something that we could do together.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we have this, and I'm glad that it's also shown me a new passion that
Oh,
I
yeah.
clearly have. If I can put my type A-ness to good use, I'm glad it's working. So thank you
Yeah.
guys, and thank you for the compliment.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you some questions about the chapters of your life.
hmm Yeah. Someone gave me a book and they want me to write that.
Really? Oh,
Oh.
I know this. Okay, so here's one. It's not going to be anything deep. It's just kind of some titles.
Right.
If your life were a book, what title would you give this chapter?
So we're talking about this chapter where I'm going through cancer.
Yeah, like this season of your life.
This season of my life. I would probably name this chapter Life Turned Upside Down.
It's a good one.
Yep.
What would you title the chapter where you met Mom?
Oh, that'd be a great story. How I Met Your Mother.
Duh. That's an easy chapter. That's an easy chapter name. Okay. Think back on how you guys met. Like, what is something that stood out? Like donuts or like...
What stood out is that she didn't even know I wanted to date her.
I know.
She thought I wanted to date her secretary.
Yeah.
And I'd show up every morning with bagels, donuts, and as soon as I walk in the room, she'd leave.
I think you could call it delivery boy.
Yeah, there you go, delivery boy gone wrong.
Yeah, that's cute. Well,
Until one day when her secretary says, "Oh no, wait," Mom said to her, she said, "Hey, has he asked you out yet?"
yeah.
And she's told back, "You ding dong, he wants to ask you out but you keep getting up and leaving as soon as he walks into the room."
That's so funny. It's fun to think about your parents young.
Yep.
Okay, what would you title the chapter when you became a dad?
Greatest story ever told.
That's sweet.
Yep.
What title? What would you what would you title the chapter when you became a granddad, Poppy?
Uh, oh man. Yeah. The title. I'm trying to think of a title. Um. Huh. Greatest story ever told, part two.
That's perfect. Works out well. Um, what is a chapter of your life you think people would underestimate when they read your story? You've had a lot of chapters.
Yeah. How hard I worked
Yeah.
to to do all the things I do. Um, I think they'd really underestimate. I took a lot of risk in life with different things. Some things failed and some things succeeded.
I think what people also don't see is how much hard work you put in the back end
Right.
for everything. I mean, people can see success and then they see the, failures,
Right.
myinmates.com, but,
Never gonna live
but,
that one down, am I?
never,
I was
but
gonna be a billionaire with that
we say
website.
that every time, but you spend hours and of hard work and years and months and midnight, burning the oil and working two jobs at one point. Like
Yeah, at
it's
one point
just,
doing three jobs.
yeah. So
But sometimes you got to do what you got to do,
you got to do,
especially when you got a family.
especially when you got a family. Do you think about how your story will be told one day?
Um, how my story will be told. You know, I don't think it's going to be how my story will be told because the story is only really going to be told within the family.
Yeah.
I
But you're
mean,
an internet mogul now, so not so much.
no, I mean, this is going to sound. I don't know. You might actually cut this out, but maybe you might not. But I think I'm not going to pass away. I'm going to beat this. I'm going to
Sure.
definitely move on.
Yeah.
I'm so focused on that. But I think as we pass away, you know, after a couple of days, your friends definitely, out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
But your family is the ones that are going to want to, keep your memory alive, keep it going, and doing all those things.
Absolutely. So we're back with listener questions, and we have two questions this week. So, first question, has anything unexpected brought you comfort lately, like a song, a conversation, or a quote?
It's funny you should bring that up, and I kind of wanted to bring this up earlier, but I forgot to. Um, you know, your friends mean a lot, and oh no, this is stupid.
It's okay to cry. That's what I'm saying.
No,
Like,
but it's really, really dumb.
it's not dumb.
It's really, really dumb. But my buddy Mike Corey from New York
Yeah.
sent me a video. He's my in college,
Yeah.
one of my best friends, and to this day we still talk communicate, talk, and had the best times with him in college. Oh my gosh, the stories we could share are hilarious. But yeah, he sent me a video, and where I don't know if I should share, but something he likes to do that brings him comfort and everything, and he shared that with me, and it was great. Mike, thank you.
Good. Well, this next question I'm going to reword because this one's a little harsh. Thank you for showing us how to live even when going through hard times. I feel more present with my own dad because of this podcast. Thank you, listener. We appreciate it. We appreciate your comment there. So final thoughts. Anything else you want to say?
No, I think we covered it all. I don't think we missed anything. Trying to think. This past week we had a lot going on and a lot doing, and I think we got it all. I hope this podcast is helping some people.
Oh, you joined my support group. Let's talk about that. One thing you said you were never going to do.
Yeah. Well, when you send me a text, say, "Hey, Dad, can you comment on this thing there?"
I didn't think you were going to comment on it, but I was like, this. Okay, so what? Well, let's talk about what I sent you. It was the thing about asthma and the coughing.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely something. I think that you've talked to a lot of doctors about stuff that's like cancer related, and obviously this is probably, but these cancer support groups, everyone has had every symptom you can
Oh
think
my
of.
gosh, it's crazy. And that's the problem I have. I don't
Yeah.
want to dive deep into all those
Sure.
different things because you can get lost in there.
Absolutely. But I
You know?
think that this is actually a really good group, and it's
No, that
primary
one.
liver
I
cancer.
must say that one is pretty good because people are talking about their symptoms. They're talking
Yes.
about what they're going through,
Yeah.
and it's to the point. And
Yeah, there's no BS.
no BS.
Yeah,
No GoFundMe. No any
no,
of that stuff.
no advertisements. I mean, I can't even post our podcast in there, although I might try and share this with them and see if they'll let us. But I would say like it's a really good group that is highly knowledgeable. Their admins have been through this. They've beat it. They have all walks of life. They celebrate those who've been through it. It's really amazing. I think it's one of the best groups that I've joined that I've really been in. So, my dad said I would like to say that my dad said at the beginning of this podcast series he would not be joining any Facebook groups, and here we are on episode 6, and he's joined a Facebook group.
A Facebook group,
A Facebook group.
and it's pretty good.
It is good. No, it's a good one.
It's
All
a
right.
good one.
Well, any final thoughts? Anything else you want to share?
No. I think we've said it all.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast today. This is Just Diagnosed. Please share our podcast. We love it when you do that. You can send us questions at justdiagnosedpodcast.com. We would love to connect with you on there. You can follow us on Instagram at justdiagnosedpod, on TikTok at justdiagnosed. You can listen to us anywhere you can get your podcasts, and don't forget to subscribe. Download our episode now because that's a big count now that we can run ads, and leave us a 5-star review.
Please do leave us a review, download. I mean, I just really hope we're helping some people out there.
That's all I care. I don't. Yeah.
The biggest thing is that someone's listening and they're like, wow, I never thought of that or
Yeah.
something.
I hope so.
Yep.
Well, love you, Dad.
Love you.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.